Okay, so let's get started with the React.js training. And in this video, we'll look at how we can do everything onto a local environment. So enough of the code pen and the babble. Now we want to take the things on our local environment so that we can use that for the production purposes. Okay, sounds great. Now, what I expect you by this movie is you have already downloaded Atom, or in case it's your favorite editor, then it's completely okay. So you have got your Atom and you have installed it. In case you are on a Windows, definitely go ahead for the Windows version and install that. I also expect that you have already downloaded the Node.js, this guy, the 7.7.1, and in case it's the latest version for your case, then it's completely okay. It's not going to bother anything for us. We just want a couple of features from there, so nothing much is there. So go ahead, download it. In my case, it's going to download a .pkg. In your case, if you're on a Windows, it's going to download a .exe. Installation is pretty simple. Just double click on that and all you have to say is agree license and terms and agreement. Click OK, I agree, and install. That's it. For the Mac guy, it's exactly the same. You just have to double click, install, I agree, and that's it. Okay. So these are the two things that I require. Now open up your terminal. In case you are on a Mac, then simply just hit Command space and write terminal, and there you go. You will be served with a terminal, and I'll zoom it a little bit. For the Windows guys, it's a CMD or command prompt that you have to go, and I want you to run this command node and -v. Now it should give you something. Now if it doesn't gives you anything like this number, it can be anything, any number, then it's a problematic situation. But if it gives you any number, then we are completely good to go. Now I want you to run another command, that is npm-v, and we'll be using npm quite a lot, and it should also give you some number for the version. And that's all we are requiring at this point of time. Now this is good so far. Now just completely onto a sidebar, especially for the Mac user, not related to the course, but this is a good practice that you should follow up, is make sure you have a homebrew as well. We won't be requiring homebrew for this particular course, but it's a good idea. All you have to do is copy this command from here and run it on the terminal. That's it. And again, onto a sidebar, the homebrew guys who are pretty much advanced and use homebrew quite a lot, they could have done something like this: brew install and node, and that's it. Just run one command and node will be completely installed and will be managed to you. Of course, it will ask for the administrative purpose. So sidebar is over for the Mac guys. This was just a quick tip that I want to give you. Now let's come back here. Now why we are using and doing all of these things? Now because if you will install the React.js and will configure Webpack, Babel, and ESLint on your system, it's very, very painful. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. With the help of npm, we can save all of that time. And with just one command, we can just create a boilerplate code and we can just start working, and we can focus on learning React, learning syntax, learning the basics. Otherwise, we could have spent almost 2 sections of this course and could have just installed the React there. So I think it's a better idea to have npm. Okay. Now let's go on to our desktop, and by far I expect that you have already downloaded a resource folder there, and your resource folder would say exercise React. So that's what I'm looking for. And in that you will find a lot of folders. Mine is empty right now because we are just recording the course, but in your case it might be completely filled with a lot of projects. Now right now we are focusing on config atom.txt. I'll come back here in a second. Now right now what I want to do is simply go into your folder. Now create an extra folder on your desktop, might be testing exercise or anything. I'll go into that by cd space exercise React. First of all, I need to go to desktop and make sure it's a capital D, and then I have to go into exercise React. Okay, that is completely empty in this case. Now before we go ahead and configure our Atom, I want you to run this command, and that command is npm install -g. -g, by the way, stands for the global, because I want to install this thing globally on my computer. So whenever I need that in any folder, it's accessible there. So I want you to run this command, create -react-app. So this is the command that I want you to run. Now, in my case, it is already being installed. So it might just say, hey, things are already installed for you, or might be, you can see that this is going, by the way, this is not the thing that we are expecting here. This is actually a problematic error. What we expect it to do is you need to give it a sudo option there. Now, sudo in this case is actually an administrative purpose that we want to give, or administrative permissions. It will ask you for the password, hit enter, and now it's going to install the Create React app globally on my system. Now on my system, it's already installed, so I don't really think that it's going to do much thing for us. Okay, that is okay, completely good for us. Now let's go back onto the React. In the meantime, it does everything for us. Let's go to the Atom. Now I expect that you have already got your Atom. Now I'll open up my Atom here. So this is how the Atom looks up, and we will do a couple of configurations in the Atom. Now, first of all, go ahead, open your exercise React, click on this atom, config atom.txt, and I'll open it with, let's just say I'll open it with the Sublime text. Okay, you can open it up in anything, maybe your text editor or anything. We have got some codes here. Now, what I want you to do is copy everything in here. So Command C for me to copy. And now go to your Atom, click on the Atom and click on the snippets. For the Windows guys, it might be preferences, and in that look for the snippets. Now, as soon as you click on the snippets, it will open up something for you. Now, what I want you to do is go at the end of this guy, this file, and paste everything here. Now, what we are doing with pasting this guy is we are making a lot of shortcuts. For example, you might have heard that in the JavaScript, we write quite a lot about console.log. So we are making a shortcut. As soon as we write a log, it will, and hit the tab, it will expand to console.log. Similarly, as soon as we write our con, it will expand to this guy, constructor and everything. I know right now it looks all alien to you, but believe me, it's gonna make your life much more easier. So go ahead and quickly just save this, okay? And we are good to go. Now close this file, go on to the Atom again, and what I want you to do is click on this guy. That is your, where it is, what I'm looking for is to install a couple of add-ons there. So I need to go, just wait a second, I forgot where it is. And it's here actually, the packages. So preferences, actually, this is where I was looking for, preferences. So I'll show you what are my packages. You have to go to the install, search for these exact packages, and you have to install it. By the time it does it, let's just go to the terminal and see what it's doing. And it has done the things for us. It's good. Now, in the meantime, we'll go back to the Atom, and let's just do one thing here. I'm into my exercise file. I do a quick ls. There's nothing in here. I will do a mkdir to create a directory there, and I'll call this as project-1. Okay. Now, obviously, you could have gone to the desktop there, could have opened this up simply, and could have right-click and create a new folder there. I like to work a little bit on to the terminal. I'll go into this project-1. Okay. And now I will run one more command there. I'll say simply create-react, and I'll hit the tab to autocomplete that. And I'll simply say hello-world there. Okay. And I'll hit enter there. Now it's downloading a lot of things and is configuring a lot of things like React, React DOM. It's also configuring Webpack, Babel, ESLint, all automatically. I don't have to worry about anything. I can just move on and do my work. Maybe you can grab a coffee. In my case, I would be searching for some packages and downloading and installing them. Now, what are my packages? Now let's go into the packages. And the package that you might be looking for, first guy is the Emmet. By the way, we have a complete free course on Emmet. It just increases your productivity of HTML and CSS. That's a good thing to install. So we require this. The second important thing that we need is language-javascript-JSX. We'll be working on this. We need this. This package should be installed on your Atom. And it's by Subtle Gradients. So have a close look. This is the one we are looking for. Another one is Platformio-IDE-Terminal. I'll talk about this in a second. And the next that we are looking for is simply the React. And you have to just go for or keys for that. Now, how you're going to do that? You just have to go into the install and you have to type exactly the same. For example, React, and just hit enter, and it's going to search the thing for you. And it's searching for the package, and there we go. Mine is saying settings and everything because mine is install. Yours will say install. Just click on that and voila, you have done. So just onto a quick note, go to your install and look for these packages. The first guy is Emmet. Let's zoom there. The second one is language-javascript ES6. The third one is the React. We don't need anything else. If you install platformio-ide-terminal, it's good because we'll be working on terminal quite a lot. Now, you could have worked on the terminal in here, but what I prefer is everything in my editor. So with this platformio-ide.terminal, what you'll get is this guy, a little plus sign at the bottom, and it will open the terminal in your editor itself, and that's much more handy. I don't have to leave my terminal. I can run all the commands in here. So that is my preference there. Now, also, if you're wondering why this is green and mine is not there, and by the way, I'm using a theme of Dark. In case you liked it, you can go with that. And in case you're wondering why this is green and mine is not green, what you have to do is go to the atom, go to the style sheets there, and let me close this terminal. And this is what I have done. I have written some CSS. You can exactly write the CSS, and I have changed the background color for the selection for the black. Terminal cursor would be black and my background color would be green. So I believe this is good for teaching purposes. Okay, quite a lot of settings there, but this will save you a lot of time, I know. And now again, go on to the atom, go on to the preferences, and what I want you to do is go into the core settings there, and I have a couple of settings there for the editor, I guess. Yes, it's for the editor. I have checkmark scroll past the end. That is what I like. Also, I have checkmark for indentation guide and line numbers. So that is what all the settings I've done. Now, I know it was a lot of settings and a lot of things, but trust me, it is actually good for us. Now we are back in the terminal and everything is set for us. And let me show you what we'll be doing. Now just type these commands. These are shown in here. So we'll be doing cd space hello world there, enter. And then we'll be typing npm start. And it's starting a lot of things. And notice a localhost colon 3000 is automatically open. In case yours not, just type it there. And this is our very first basic hello world app that we have done. Now also, I would like to go into my atom and I would like to open the project folder in here. So what I'll do, I'll go to the file and I'll click on the open. I'll go onto my desktop. I'll go into exercise React, project 1, hello world, and I'll click on open. Now, this is what exactly this single command has done for us. It has given us a lot of source folder there. No worries. It has given us a public index.html. It has generated an app.js file. It has generated dozens of node modules for us. Don't worry about node modules. We'll be not going inside that. But again, just open this folder and that's it for this video. So we have configured our atom quite a lot, and we have also configured our local environment to just generate this boilerplate code, because if you're working with the React, every single time in every single app, you have to generate this much of the code. And we have saved a lot of time with the help of npm. Now don't worry, you don't have to do it again and again. All you have to do is run the last command, that is create React app space your project name, and that's it. And I'll catch you up in the next video.